welcome to a new video of El Canal de Castilla, the first video made in English about the canal.
In this video, we'll learn about the history of the European waterways.
I am Emily Patterson, a British student in Valladolid.
And I am Fernando Martín, and I lead this cultural initiative from the Canal de Castilla, the Castilian waterways in central Spain. So Emily, what have you been doing recently in Valladolid then?
So I moved to Valladolid back in September to be here for a year in order to learn Spanish. I live with a Spanish host family and I study Spanish at the official language school, La Escuela Oficial de Idiomas. I also work in a school teaching English as a language assistant.
So that's interesting. How was your experience with your Spanish lessons classmates and the school of foreign language?
It's been fantastic. I've learned so much. The teachers are really great. And my favourite thing is how many different people there are from different places across the world. How much of a mix of cultures, languages, opinions that there is in the class. It's really enriching.
And how did you come across this initiative from the Canal de Castilla?
I first learned about it at the language school, and they asked if anyone would be interested in joining the project and taking part. I said yes. I spoke to you about the project, and now here I am.
Great. And finally, what are your plans once you're back in your home country for the next few months?
Firstly, have some home food and enjoy time back at home, and then I'll be going off to university to study medicine.
So what do we know about the Canal de Castilla then, Emily?
So, the Castilian waterways are a network of canals designed for goods transportation. They run through the Spanish historical region of Castile, within the provinces of Palencia, Valladolid and Burgos. It has a total length of 207 kilometers and took 100 years to build. It has survived to the present day with the magnificence of its architecture, landscape and wildlife. The artificial waterway was the brainchild of a group of visionaries from the Spanish Enlightenment period in the 18th century. Among them was the Marquess of Ensenada. Some of the best engineers of the time directed the construction works, which involved large-scale labour. The canal's primary expected benefit was to improve the lives of the people by reactivating the economy and by building a direct commercial link overseas after several decades of social and economic decline.
The Canal de Castilla was inspired in other historical European waterways, some of them in your home country. Emily, tell us about it.
Yes, so the Avon Canal. I'm from Bath, and the Avon Canal is very much part of the life in Bath. It's a beautiful place to walk along, to cycle along, and that's what I would do on the weekends.
That's great.
The Kennet and Avon Canal is actually made up of 3 historic waterways, 2 river stretches and a canal. The two river stretches were made navigable in the early 18th century, and the 57-mile canal section was constructed between 1794 and 1810.
Precisely, that was right after the Canal de Castilla was first opened for navigation in 1791.
In the late 19th and early 20th century, the canal gradually fell into disuse after the opening of the Great Western Railway.
Yeah, something similar happened here in Castile. The railway was initially seen as an opportunity, but it soon became a threat to the prosperity of the canal.
Exactly like in the UK then.
Yeah.
In the latter half of the 20th century, the Canet and Avon Canal was restored in stages and fully reopened in 1990. It has been developed as a popular heritage tourism destination for boating, canoeing, fishing, walking and cycling, and it's also important for wildlife conservation.
Yeah, I would certainly like to see something similar happening here in the Canal de Castilla in the next few years.
That would be wonderful.
So who knows?
Certainly the place for it.
Exactly. So let's go back to the Castilian waterways then. Emily, tell us more about its history.
So, the canal construction was negatively impacted by the difficulties of decades of wars, including the War of Independence against France, funding issues and even social unrest, such as the so-called bread riots. Since the commercial opening of the canal in 1791, the surrounding areas started to flourish. Commercial shipping began, irrigated crops emerged, flour factories appeared on its banks, and the local communities began to thrive. However, innovation was about to arrive from England, the railway, a transportation system that, unlike the canals, could be built in months instead of decades, and which allowed the same distance to be covered in hours instead of days. Therefore, during the second half of the 19th century, the use of the canal steadily declined, because the railway as its new competitor was faster and cheaper as method of transport. Today, the Canal de Castilla is a great monument, boasting finest stone hydraulic construction such as bridges, aqueducts like this one, and lock basins. But the canal is also flanked by numerous ancillary buildings, such as former flour factories, warehouses and dwellings, most of which are now in a state of ruin. Some local authorities are supporting recreational uses of the canal, as in Fromista and Medina de Rio Seco. And also an increasing number of people and associations are contributing to the conservation of this wonderful part of our Castilian heritage. This is precisely what we are here for, to raise awareness of the value of this great engineering work still unknown to many.
So many thanks, Emily, for participating in this cultural initiative for the Canal de Castilla.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Many thanks to you for inviting me and for being so passionate about your local heritage. It's really wonderful. And of course, a big thank you to the Escuela Oficial de Idiomas for promoting this cultural initiative on local heritage. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Please like and subscribe our channel and be the first one to watch our next video.